Welcome to Lesson 2, Using Patterns to Solve Problems. In this lesson, we are going to learn about using patterns to solve word problems. So let's jump into an example together. Let's say the grade 6 students at our school were selling coloring pages for their junior achievement sale, and each coloring page costs $4. We can create a table which shows us this information in an easy to see way. So this table here shows us the cost of 5 coloring pages. One coloring page would be $4, two coloring pages $8, and so on. So let's use this table and the information to solve several problems together. So pause the video for a moment and see if you can write down in your notebook what pattern rule you would come up with for this number pattern. And we're talking about the number pattern here on the right side, the cost of the coloring pages. So pause the video and do that now, please. So one pattern rule that you could write down is that we start at 4 and we add 4 each time. So from 4 to 8 is 4 more, then to 12 is another 4, then to 16 is another 4, and to 20 we add 4 once again. Or you could also write down for your pattern rule to multiply the number of coloring pages by 4. When we take the number here of coloring pages and multiply it by 4, we get the total cost. So 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 4 is 20, and so on. Pause the video and see if you could figure out what would be the cost of 8 coloring pages. Well, if we follow our second pattern rule, multiply the number of coloring pages by 4, we would do 8 times 4, and we know from our multiplication table that 8 times 4 is equal to 32. So the cost of 8 coloring pages would be 32. Pause the video and see if you could figure out the total cost for 9 coloring pages and for 15 coloring pages. You might have to use a calculator to help you. Well, 9 times 4 you probably know is 36. And 15 times 4, you may have needed a calculator to help you out with that, is equal to 60. So if you were to actually buy 15 coloring pages, it would cost you $60. So we can use the pattern rules that we came up with for this table and this pattern to answer more complicated questions, such as this one. Suppose you have $50. Can you buy coloring pages and have no money left over? So that means you would spend exactly $50 and you would then get a certain number of coloring pages and you wouldn't have any money left over, or you wouldn't be short any money. So pause the video and see if you can figure this out on your paper and perhaps with your math partner, and see if you could answer this question, and then continue watching after that. So like all math problems, there are many ways to solve this problem. One way you could solve this problem is start with a simple multiplication. I know that 10 times 4 is 40. So that means if I had 10 coloring pages, it would cost me $40. Now that's getting close to 50, but we're not quite there. 11 coloring pages is only one more, so that would be 4 more than 40, which is 44. And 12 coloring pages would be another $4, which is 48. And if we were to buy one more coloring page after that, 13, we would have to add 4 more, and that would be 52. So we can see that if we had $50 to spend, that no, we could not spend it exactly, so we had no money left over. We could buy 12 coloring pages That would end up costing us $48, which means that we would have $2 left over. So let's finish this off by answering the question in a complete sentence. We could buy 12 coloring pages with $50. The cost would be $48, which means that we would have $2 left over. In this lesson, we learned how we can use patterns to solve problems. Whenever we have a pattern, it makes it easier to use it if we put it into a nice table like this. And then we can come up with pattern rules that help to describe the pattern. From there, we can solve any problems that are given to us, such as the one that we had in this example today. So please watch the video again if you need to review anything. Ask your teacher for help and have fun using patterns in solving problems.